My name is Prakash from Department of English in Marri Laxman Reddy Institute of Technology and Management. Okay, today I'm going to discuss on you guys what is a presentation. So how to give an effective presentation and what are the strategies we need to follow to give a presentation. So most of us we having a problem that to give a presentation in large number of audience and we have some irritation or some people are may not be comfortable to give a presentation in front of the audience. They might be the good speaker in the respect to the classworks, or they might be the good speaker on and around who are known to them. When coming to the unknown or unfamiliar faces, so they are not feel comfortable to give their presentation. They are unspoken. They will become a dumb people at that time. So in this session, I would like to tell you guys how to give a presentation and what are the steps we need to follow and how to make our presentation effectively and how to connect to the audience it is, right? So my first slide goes on, it is. So the goal of this presentation is to impress rather than inform. So said by William Rustum it is. So what I mean to say it is that, so if my presentation is impressed you guys, automatically you get the information from my presentation part what I'm trying to convey you guys. So automatically you are impressed. So that leads to you informed. So when you are impressed, you are going to get some information from the various sources. The same way, if I impressed with my presentation, you guys, you automatically informed what is a presentation means. So now move on to the what is a presentation it is. So the table of contents I am going to discuss on this topic, it is there. So what is a presentation, introduction about, and importance of presentation, what are the pitfalls, effective presentation strategies, and do's and don'ts of presentation, and conclusion, reference, and where I taken from the sources it is. Now, move on to the presentation part. It is what is a presentation? If you take about in a general way, so presentation is a way of communicating ideas. So presentation means way of communicating ideas, okay, information, feeling, thoughts, one to another. So we are communicating our ideas to somebody. Okay, we are communicating to ideas, somebody it is there. So if you talk about in the presentation part, so generally presentation maybe are of two types it is there. We can talk about presentation is generally are of two types, oral and written part. So presentation is oral and written part it is there. So here I given a definition part it is there. Presentation means the process of presenting a topic to an audience. So I am presenting a topic for my audience, the listeners, the viewers, okay, who are watching my a topic to you guys, watching my session. So they become my audience it is there. So earlier I said to you guys, presentation is of oral and written it is there. So if you take an example, oral presentation, now I'm going to give up my oral presentation. It is a form of spoken right now it is going on. Now written presentation, if you take an example in a class of 50 to 60 students will be available for us. So in a class, rule number 1 got in his plus 2 or else in your schooling life and any other area it is, he got is 7.5 CGPA, 7.5 percentage he got, 75 percentage he got in his academics. So whereas in rule number 2 he might get 8.5 and rule number 3 might be get 6.5 or 6 it is there. So why this presentation is vary for them? So the same faculty they taught in the intermediate level or same BTech faculty that are teaching to them same syllabus, it is not difficult. But their presentation is vary because the written presentation in the form of writing, so they expressing their thoughts in the form of writing may be differ from one to another. It might be lead to the presentation difference it is there. So now, so presentation is typically demonstrated like, so demonstration I'm giving to you right now, it is a demo for you guys, what is the presentation part and what is going to take place it is there. And it might be introduction or a speech, mean inform or inspire and motivate. So others it is. So what motivate, if you take an example of Abdul Kalam sir presentations and his motivation quotes, if you take about while listening to his lectures, while listening to his speeches, okay, we might get some inspiration or we might get some knowledge from him. And we also know about his working style and his way of giving importance to the various activities. So we might get by listening to them. So he is giving his presentation in the form of writing or in the form of speeches. He also written a book called Wings of Fire that is also inspiring for us. In his thoughts are written in the form of writing. Now, so what is an importance of presentation we are talking about? So before going to the important discussion of importance of presentation, so read this. It is there. What is it? Is people may forget what you said. People may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them to feel. So when we are trying to interact with the people, when we are trying to connect with them, if we are connected successfully, they never forget us. So suppose if you take an example of any one of the film in our day-to-day life. So while watching a film, we might trying to connect with our day-to-day life, it is there. So like the hero or actor or actress acting, it is there. So we can imagine that one, these are my characters. We'll assume that these are my roles he or she is playing to our daily life, it is there. So what you said, and it is there, the impact what you leave with them, the impact what you leave with them is important in our presentation part. So most of us, we are having a problem called glossophobia. So giving a presentation in front of public. So we can call it as public speaking, fear of public speaking skills it is. Now, so what is an importance of presentation? It is that it helps us to know about the clear communication. So when you are delivering a message, effectively ensures understanding. When you're talking about clear communication, so without disturbances, maybe mother tongue disturbance like use of vocabulary or use of language or use of pronunciation, it is anything. When you're giving a presentation, it can be clear and it can be easy to understand to your audience it is. And when you're giving a presentation which help you guys to your career development. So for your career also, how it is helpful? It boosts professional growth and opens the door of leadership and opportunities. When you are giving your presentation in front of your colleagues or in front of your team members and in front of your project, it is there. So that will give an opportunity to grow yourself in any organization or within the organization part also. And that will also help you guys to improve your leadership skills. It is you are taking initiation and do the activity part it is. Next, confidence building it is there. So what is a confidence building? How it is helpful? It is, so when you are giving a presentation in a large number of audience, okay, without hesitating and not taking any pressure or anything, it is there. That will help you guys to improve your confidence level. It is okay, we can feel ourselves, I'm able to speak in front of 100 people only, so I can manage anything it is. So that will help you guys. Next, leadership and influence it is. So it will be when your presentation is good, you might inspire to n number of people, or it can be motivated by n number of people, and it can be establishing and trust. It is when you are giving a presentation part, it is, for example, so if you watch the videos of Vivekananda motivation, okay, motivational videos of Vivekananda, so his presentation, so it will be enriched by n number of people. N number of people are attracted to his speeches. Okay, if you talk about some motivational speakers, Venu Kalyan, or else if you talk about Gamba Nageshwara, if you talk about Sumita Rai. So any one of the motivational speaker, when they are talking about, when they are trying to convey the message, we are trying to connect with them. And we have a trust that, okay, their sayings may be realistic and they might influence us. In any, at least one point of time, we might change our attitude or behavior towards our career it is by listening this. So, and it also helps in our important for organization part it is. So how logically you are using your ideas, okay, how easily and how in-depth analysis is taken place to the audience to understand, so what he or she trying to convey to us it is. So now move on to the next one. Next, so here I given one more quote. It is there, Seth Godin, what he said, it is that your audience is not listening to you, they are listening to their own thoughts. So they're trying to recollect their memories, and if I would have, they might think about while giving a presentation part it is. So now, first very important, audience connections part it is. So what is audience connection? It is there, if you are able to engage your listeners, if you are able to engage your listeners part, it is there, okay, and with their respect to relevant topic, with their respect to relevant topic, and they feel that it is useful to my day-to-day life, and we are able to engage with them, so then definitely our presentation will be an effective presentation, because audience are connecting to us, they're trying to respond with our lectures, and they're trying to give us a feedback to us also. This and persuasion. So persuasion, so it is an ability to convince other people. When you are giving a presentation, by your presentation, if audience are convinced, If you take an example of your car showroom or else in cloth showroom, anything, if you go, it is there. So by their presentation skills, we can change our mindset. So for example, we want to purchase a 10 lakh car, it is there. By their motivation, you have this roof option, you have a seat tilt method and other kind of activity we have in this car. So they're trying to convince us to purchase a more, okay, and increase our money to purchase a new model over there. Same applicable in the shopping complex also. With their, if you want to go for purchase 1 hour, we might purchase 2 or 3 hour also because of their skills and their trying to convince. And critical thinking, it also encourages so better analysis and decision making through the thoughtful preparation. So it help us when you are giving a presentation, we try to analyze the concept and how it is useful to the audience part, and we try to get our own decision. It is there whether I could include this, whether I delete this element in our presentation part. It is okay. And next it is your branding, it is there. So when your presentations are very good, so personal and professional reputation through effective self presentation. So why can't we talk about all over the India and all over the world speakers? We are not talking about only, we are talking about few. So like Abdul Kalam, Vivekananda, okay, and others, it is there because they made as a brand and reputation. Okay, their presentation or their motivation is help the people to get a good result in their academics and other cities. So they help us to create our own identity, brand we can call it as. And global competency. So what is a global competency? So when you are multicultural audience, when you are diverse in, when you are traveling to the various places, various region to give, you can get n number of people in your day-to-day life. So multicultural diverses, you can get it. So while discussing with them, you can get a new idea and you can present your product or you present your project in front of various regions and various religions people also. So there it also it helpful in your day-to-day life. So presentation plays a major role in all over the world it is. So what are the pitfalls of presentation talking about? So what are the pitfalls you're talking about in our not preparing well? So not adequately preparing well, it is there. So here we can talk about if you're not prepared well, so we are unable to face. So prepared element only we are able to speak in front of the audience. But if they ask about unprepared question or else real-time application part, real world example, if they're trying to convey us, we are unable to express. So whenever you are going to give a presentation, you should be prepared. Be prepared is very important in your daily life. Speaking too fast, it is there. So we can call it as anxiety disorder, or else with the nervous also. With the nervous also, people cannot speak in a limited way or else in a smoother way, it is there. So they very fast, they try to express what they want to convey, like a Shatabdi Express or Vande Bharat, very fast it is. They cannot be able to give a time to understand what the audience thinking about. Poor eye contact. So when we are giving a presentation part, if our eye contact is not good, that means we are unable to focus on all the people who are listening to our lecturer who are not. So if you take an example in our classes also, if we don't have an eye contact with the entire classroom, so the back benches or else middle benches of the students, they might take their lunch boxes or they might eat the chocolates or they might use their mobile phones also. So eye contact should be very important when you are giving a presentation. And reading directly from the slides. So when you are giving a presentation, you should not go with the slides only. You can try to give elaborated method. So if you are reading only, the people think about if they take a screenshot of slides, it is enough for us. We can understand what he or she trying to convey as it is. And overloading a slide information. So you get a chance to give a presentation so that you cannot make other people suppressed. Because don't take much information, which the information which is needed, that only is enough. Okay, but in the count purposes, or else you want to be make sure that you are the better presenter comparatively others. Don't make a big mess while preparing more number of slides. It is a waste of time to the audience. They felt bored even though continuously we are talking also. Using too much jargons, it is there. And failing to engage the audience. So when your presentation is there, audience might get bored. So just then you can try to give a quote, try to them interact with your people, and give a motivation or give a motivational quote also, or else play an audio video visual it is there, so that audience cannot be distracted with your presentation. So that is a very important part. And not tailoring the presentation to the audience. So it's not bothering about the audience whether they understanding or not. So just simply is trying to speak and simply is presenting is a presentation to the audience, whether they understood, whether not involved, okay, whether the activity is going on a smoother way or not. We should be very conscious about these elements. And last but not least, lack of confidence. It is, so that's what I said in the earlier, fear of public speaking skills. So fear of public speaking skills here you talk about. So if the person is not confident enough in front of the audience, maybe large number or maybe less number, so in front of public, so what happened it is there, so they might think about negativity, or they laugh at me, okay, if I do any mistake it is there, people laugh at me, okay. So there is no problem at all. The learning process is always open for us. So we should not think about I am doing a mistake or not. If you are doing a mistake also, we are always open-minded. We need to get the correction from the various sources, and our guides and our teachers, our friends, anyone we can. So but you should not lose your confidence part. And not rehearsing enough. So you're not practicing enough when you're giving a presentation part. It is that also very important. So which can be lead disjointed and ineffective presentation part. If you're not practiced enough, when you're not practiced enough, so what is the topic is being allotted to you guys, if you're not practiced enough, so that will be. So hope you understood about the basic pitfalls of presentation. And very important, you should not be nervous and avoid your fear. So that's a very important part. Now, so what are an effective presentation strategies? It is there. So there are 4 P's involved in effective presentation strategies. So one is a plan, prepare, practice, and preparation. So you need to plan. Okay, suppose your topic is social media. If you think about, okay, or else, okay, your faculty community, or else your team people or any other person is asking about to prepare a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, prepare a PowerPoint presentation on education related. So if you search in Google, n number means more than 100 you can get a PPTs. N number of PPTs you are getting. So there you can choose. So planning is nothing but selection of a topic. Choose proper topic which is relevant to you and which you are interested in. First point, which you are interested in. So these things very important to choose the topic. Now, what included in the planning part? Okay. So for example, your topic is being selected. It's called impact of social media on youth. Okay, impact of social media on youth. So this is the topics you have been chosen. So this is the topic you have chosen. So what is the topic? Impact of social media on youth. It is that. So first you need to question about why this topic to you. So what is the reason you are giving a presentation on a given topic? What is the reason for your presentation? Suppose the same topic if you are conveying to the people, it is there. So how the social media is causing. So there is a positive and negative side, both will be there. So I'm just talking about causing it is. How the social media is affecting the students in their academics. So what is the impact of that? So how it is destroying the student life, social media it is there. After listening to your lectures, what is an impact? Means what they understood it is, okay, from your lecture or from your presentation part. And after listening to your presentation part, what action? They might discontinue the use of social media, or else they use less screen time. So maybe any good thing will be happen place after listening to your presentation part. So first you need to choose about why this topic only for your presentation part. So you want to create awareness for the student community that social media is destroying our academics. Okay. So after that, you need to identify that who is your audience, who is going to listen to you. For example, social media, impact of social media on youth you are talking about. Okay, but your presentation is for LKG and UKG students. So then you are choosing of a topic is relevant or not? It's not at all, because so LKG, UKG people, they need a stories. If you talk about social media, they might know about it is there, but they're not able to show interest to you guys. Just they need a cartoon or anime or else short stories you need to speak about. So first, who is your audience to whom you are giving a presentation part? Suppose if you ask me, so my topic of presentation is for them. So audience may be younger to me or else maybe older to me also. So on an average, plus 2 or BTech people may be my target to reach it is. And what is the knowledge of the subject? How much knowledge he or she is having about the subject? You need to verify yourself. Next, so cultural makeup it is there. So cultural makeup it is means various areas like various regions. If you talk about Maharashtra region, if you talk about so Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, various areas and various regions it is there. So in what way they are using it is. Some areas of social media is only the best platform them to advertise their product. If you take about Assam, Manipur, Southeast places it is. But whereas into coming to Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, social media using for in a good cause and sometimes it is using as a bad purpose also. And the number of audience means size of audience, how many people are attending it your presentation, maybe 30, 40, 40, 50. So based on that, you can plan and give your presentation. Very important, what is the language you are using are going to be used. So for example, your audience are rural, so you need to use a bilingual method also so that they can easily understand. It might be Telugu or it might be English or it might be their regional language, so can be understood it is. And time availability, how much time the person is given to you guys. So how much time audience can be get engaged to you. If you take 30 minutes or 1 hour, you can engage. Okay, but if it is more than 1 hour or more than 2 hours it is there, you might be vexed or audience might be vexed, so your presentation is not useful for the people. So now, so hope you understood about the planning part it is. So next we have a topic called prepare, how to prepare. The same topic we are talking about social media only, we are continuing it is. So talk about the social media. So to get the information from the social media, so impact of social media on youth. So for social media PPT, where do you get? So you need to do the research. So maybe you read about books, somebody written about impact of social media, websites, article, and experts who talk about earlier it is, and statistics. For example, okay, 2020, 2 million people are using social media. Okay, 2024, 5 millions, 25, 10 millions people are using. So you can get the statistic information from the sources it is there. And then examples. So impact of social media on youth. So by using social media, what happens? Okay, what happens it is, and how it is helpful for our society and how it is destroying the society also. So you can get examples by seeing it is there. Like suppose morphing of a girl's photos it is there, four not involved, or else chatting in the name of a girl or chatting in the name of a boy even though they are in opposite gender. So this and frauds we can talk about. You have a you got rewards and you can you have an opportunity to get a car loan or anything. So like the social media platforms, they are sending to you guys it is demonstration. If any other person is giving a lecture on the given topic to you guys, you might attend, you can get some information about it is exhibits and facts and truths are which are available in our day-to-day life it is. So these are the basic about the preparation part it is. Now move on to the practice, how to be a practice it is there. So here how we are going to practice. So when you are giving a presentation, before at least 1 hour or at least half an hour before, you should be relaxed and you should not be nervous at all. Okay, be natural, you need to be relax yourself. Even though you have a tent, that should not be visible on your face, and whatever comes to your mind, you try to give a presentation part. It should not be distract you guys, and it should be effective medicine for you. So do not over practice. So do not over practice. There is a saying in our mother tongue, Ati Vinayam Dhuta Lakshanam, it is that. So when you keep on practicing in, you get confused. Okay, over practice sometimes may not help you guys when you're giving presentation. You can get confused. Okay, in the process of perfectness, you may lose originality. Okay, get familiar with your presentation is. If you want to give a presentation through PowerPoint, so PPT, so you can verify about your audio visual aids. It is audio visual technology, whether it is properly functioning or not, so that you can be focused. Very important, just time. They given a time, so they asked us to give a 15 minutes time, but we have a 30 minutes, so don't run with the 30 minutes. So what is the time slots been allotted to you guys, you can continue that only. If you are more, people get vexed. One day they can accept you guys, but later on they get fed up with you. It is. And strong opinion, so you stick to your point, what you want to convey, it is there. And that point should be clear, easy to understand. Clear and easy to understand it is. So these are the basics of so practicing part. So next move on. So presentation, how to give a presentation it is. So vary your voice, so where you need to emphasize and where we need to less emphasize. So we can call it as in a grammatically weak form and strong form. For example, okay, here where is the voice, it is there. So emphasization and less emphasization part, like it can call it as voice modulation. So for example, I'm giving you an example, bread and butter for our daily needs. So I'm giving an example, bread and butter for our daily needs in colloquial English. So when you are speaking part, so bread and, so and become a na part here, an, bread and butter, for become a for, bread and butter for daily needs. So various means voice modulation, where we need to emphasize and where we need to less emphasization. So where we need to stress the particular sound, where we need to less stress in the particular sound part. So voice modulation is very important. Next, body language. So proper body language is very important when you are presenting it is. So like most of us, we have a habit of it is there. For example, people are in stress and nervous, they'll play with an ID card, they try to give a presentation part. And some people, when they're stressed, it is there. I don't know, they'll watch about the sky, or they'll watch about outside left and right, it is there. So I don't know whether they get the words from the by seeing left and right. And some people having a habit of hairs front back. Okay, some people are putting their hands in pocket and try to give expression. So the proper body language should be used. These are should not be used. Have a proper eye contact with the audience part. So have an eye contact. So let have a glance with the people. Okay, okay, and focus on everybody interacting. By seeing also, they might they feel that somebody is watching us. So they try to focus on your concept. And timing, that's already set to you guys. Read your timing. So if the given time, not to waste. And speed. So which point should be emphasized more? Okay, which point should be emphasized more, which is very important for the audience community, or else your participants, that should be emphasized, and remaining up to you only. Get audience to talk is very important. After completion of your presentation, or else in between of your presentation, if your audience having any doubt or any suggestion he or she might give us, allow them to speak. It's very important. Most of us, we don't allow the people, it is there, allow them to speak. So then only we are able to understand how much they understood from our presentation. How much they understood from our presentation. Based on that, we can act. And read your audience mood. It is, if your audience, so if your students, if you take an example, they are not in a good mood to listen. So try to motivate them. So try to motivate them, listen to your lectures, and so by using short stories, or by using a quotes, or by playing audio visual, by playing a motivational lectures or anything. So try to get your audience to be connected, because so we don't know about the students might be in after lunch, they are in sleepy mode, or sometimes they are in dull mode due to other frustration works and other things. So first make them to understand, try to understand their situation, and mold according to your situation, and make them to understand your lecture, make them to involve in your lecture spots. So these are the basic things we are talking about. Now coming to the conclusion part. So here you need to remember, so powerful presentations are not just about what you say, but how you say it. So what you are saying is not important. how you are saying is important. So in your presentation part. So we need to remember 3 C's in our presentation part. So what are the 3 C's? Confidence, clarity, and connection. So if your confidence enough, your clarity about your presentation, if your clarity about your presentation, you are able to connect with your audience. So which are interlinked to one to another. So master this, you are unstoppable. I hope your presentations will be very effective by following the basic instruction which I given to you guys. And all the best for your presentations. And these are the references I used. So presentation skills, oral presentation skill, designing presentation visuals, it is there. So Google, from Google I take some and SlideShare, and I have some few other English textbooks. So thank you everyone. Hope you understand. So we'll meet you soon. Thank you.